Another driver who's covered by car insurance from More Than, sponsors of Fifth Gear.
In tonight's Fifth Gear, just when we thought Adrian's driving was improving, he tries to park. Tom finds out what happens when you spend 80 grand tarting up a TVR Cerbera. And Quentin tells us how second-hand cars are getting cheaper and cheaper.
We've just flown 6,000 miles because there's a new car arriving in the UK next year that promises to be so good, we've just had to drive it right now. It was designed down the road in San Diego, but it's not American.
I can't stand by, see you disappear.
It's the brand new Nissan 350Z, which the Japanese manufacturers hope will revive their reputation in the two-seater sports car market and bring back the glory days of their Z cars, which began in the early 70s with the 240Z. The brief from Tokyo was to create a car that looks the way it drives and drives the way it looks. So I shouldn't be disappointed, because this is stunning. In fact, I think this is the best-looking Nissan ever. From its seductively curved roofline to its neatly flared arches, with touches of aggression supplied by the angular rear lamps and deep front air dam. It reminds me of the way I felt when I first saw the Audi TT, although that turned out to be a big disappointment when I actually drove it. Let's hope history isn't about to repeat itself. Well, it's certainly got all the right ingredients. A 3.5-litre, 287 horsepower V6 in the front, rear-wheel drive, and a 6-speed gearbox in the middle. And over this deserted mountain road where Steve McQueen used to play, it's proving to be one of the most enjoyable drives I've had for years. This isn't a rock-hard racer with knife-edge handling. Indeed, the ride quality is very good indeed, yet there's still an awful lot of grip, and they've got the balance just right. Yes, it drives as well as it looks. Perhaps not as pin-sharp as a Boxster, but far, far better than the dull Audi TT. In fact, you're almost getting 911 performance for half the price. On sale now in the USA are 7 versions of the 350Z, ranging from regular to racy, priced to go head-to-head with homegrown heroes like the Ford Mustang and Z28 Chevy Camaro. The only thing that really lets the Nissan down is the quality of its accommodation. There is plenty of space in the back, but it's cut in half by this huge beam which joins the rear suspension turrets together. Now that may improve the handling, but it also means you can't get anything big in the boot. And on the inside, it doesn't get any better. There's no glove box and just the smallest of pockets in each door. They have, however, tried to make up for it by hiding little compartments all over the place. But the one where you can house your sat-nav has got the most flimsiest of plastic lids that I've ever seen. Still, I can forgive it all this for the way it handles and the way it looks. Whilst the accommodation may not be ideal, the driving position certainly is, with these 3 cowl dials with the rev counter in the middle, reminiscent of the old 240Z. And to make sure you can see all of them all of the time, they move up and down with the steering wheel. The seating is absolutely perfect, the steering wheel just right. This is a blast. A convertible is in the pipeline for 2004 to take on the Boxster and BMW Z4. And the Germans had better be quaking in their boots, because right here, right now, this coupe is unbelievable value for money. Just think, in America, the entry-level model costs the equivalent of £17,500. OK, when it goes on sale in the UK, it's going to be more like £27,000. But even then, I can't see anything on the market today that gets anywhere near it. Place your orders now. The Z cars are back.
Time for a gentle reminder of our competition to win this glorious Bentley Turbo R. And take it from me, the man who's been driving it, this is one competition you really do need to enter. And it's so simple. To be in with a chance, just answer this very, very easy question. What colour was the classic Bentley that won at Le Mans in 1927? Was it performance purple, sporting silver, or British racing green? Call this number to enter, and don't worry, we'll show it again at the end of the programme. Lines close on Wednesday the 23rd of October, and you can also enter via our website.
Let's face it, reverse parking is a complete nightmare. It doesn't matter who you are. It catches everyone out, from mums to Schumacher. Probably.
But fear not, faithful viewer. It's Fifth Gear to the rescue with my exclusive and free step-by-step driving masterclass. Allow me to explain.
There are two methods for parallel parking. Here's the first method. I'll draw it for you. Right. That's one parked car. That's the second parked car. More lock, tucks the back end in further. Then you think you're getting to the point of no return. Then you wind in a bit more lock, just a little bit more lock. And you should see this curve appearing, you're winding it round, and you're in the space. Or there's method 2.
Meet Russ Swift, Britain's leading stunt driver. He's been precision driving for over 20 years, handbrake turning where others fear to tread. His reputation is global, largely thanks to being the only man who's ever made a Montego look cool. This famous advert from 1987 was shown at the Cannes Film Festival and even won awards in America. It's full of amazing stunts, and the grand finale is the parking manoeuvre, something Russ reckons he can teach anyone to do. Even my mum, even my gran, even me.
Russ, I'm going to try and emulate your greatness. Now, how do I go about doing that?
You want to go to about 15, 20 miles an hour. Take a fairly wide sweep at it. Start to turn, and then at the last minute, pull the handbrake on, and the back wheels will pivot on the front, and you'll end up smack in the middle of the gap.
So the first car, where should that be in my vision when I'm turning? Should I just, can I see the end of it there?
Aim to drive in behind it. Keep your front wheels on a path that's going to end up just behind that car. Right. And then if you're on the curve, the handbrake will just snap the back end in at the last minute.
I mean, I heard that, and I took none of it in at all. I think it's going to be trial by error, so we'll just go for it, all right?
Yep.
Are you nervous?
Terrified.
I'm really excited. I am excited. OK.
So, hold on everyone, here we go, and watch a genius at work.
Not quite.
Not quite. What went wrong there, Russ?
Everything.
It wasn't that bad.
You want a bit more speed.
Bit more speed.
A bit wider.
Yeah.
Take a wider arc at it, and actually aim for the gap.
OK, a bit more speed. So
Drive into the gap.
About here?
Yeah, go on faster, 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 faster. Turn.
Now, what went wrong there?
Everything.
What? I'm only following orders.
You just too far back. Actually, if you'd been 6 inches further forward, you'd have probably slotted in there nicely.
Don't worry, it's just a matter of fine-tuning.
How do you think I'm doing?
You're a natural.
Russ, have confidence in me. That was just a one-off. Everyone has blips.
Yeah. A blip that bent an axle. But then, against all odds, I had a moment of inspiration. Oh!
Oh dear, that was a big one.
And then on take 73, everything
A bit
clicked.
wider.
Yeah, and then turn about.
Now.
Yes! Yes, Russ! Russ! I love you! I love you! I did it! I did it!
That's it. Good.
I'm a legend, just like you, Russ.
You don't need to do it anymore.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Come back. Would you like my autograph?
No.
After the break, Britain's leading motoring modifier, and Quentin gets down and dirty with the small lads.
If you love modified cars, then one of the best places to be this summer was Silverstone's Trax 2002. The cars were hot, the women were hotter, and nothing looked like it did when it left the showroom. And it was all a case of the more extreme the better for thousands of car-mad enthusiasts. If you thought modified cars were underground, you'd be wrong. They're very, very overground. And if it's too loud, you're too old. One of the heroes of this world is Britain's top modified car artiste, 27-year-old Jamie Shaw. Now, his company Charisma specialises in giving cars the ultimate makeover. And to show just what he can do, he's come up with some extreme show cars of his own. Trouble is, in the modifying world, things move very quickly. And to keep ahead of the game, Jamie's built this, his current pièce de résistance. It is, believe it or not, a TVR Cerberus. Oh, all right then, Cerberus. He's spent 80 grand on this thing, giving it nitrous, 550 brake and 200 mile an hour plus. It's also got a full complement of extra body bits, including a Ferrari F50 style bonnet. But why a TVR?
I just wanted to say, look, hold on a second. There is something that is available here that, from a performance point of view, will probably pretty much out-accelerate anything on the road. I mean, it's one of the fastest production cars ever produced. It does 0 to 60, 3.9 and 190 with no modifications. And it's affordable to your guy that's got a Skyline GTR, an Evo, an Impreza. You can pick these up nowadays for about 20,000, and it could look like this.
What have you got in it?
Well, we've got 16 digital gauges that are all made in America specifically for this car.
16?
16 speakers, 4,000 watts of amplification, 5 TV screens, DVD, voice recognition, satellite navigation, Xbox. There's probably only one interior trim panel that was left standard, and all the rest are completely fabricated from scratch. There's 4 cameras with 4 different camera viewing angles that you can record while you're driving along as well.
OK, so you make mad cars, but
Yeah.
where do you come from? What did you used to do? Have you always been a modder or what?
No, I used to work as part of a body shop team for Rolls-Royce.
Rolls-Royce?
Yeah, Rolls-Royce. And I used to have to do an after PDI inspection, and I could normally still find about 2 A4 pages of faults. I mean, with a Rolls-Royce, surprising how bad they can come out the factory. Sorry, Rolls-Royce, for saying that. But yeah, then we used to have to crack that and put that right.
So what cars did you start with?
Renault 5 GT Turbo, which is classic pocket rocket. We all love a Renault 5 Turbo.
And this one could be the best in the world.
I think with this particular car, the Renault 5, people can relate to it more because you can go and pick up a base car of sort of £1,000, £1,500 and then work your way each month, you know what I mean, spending a few bits and pieces to eventually getting it to look something like this one. This is probably one of the wackiest interiors we've done, and especially in a Renault 5. Same again as the TVR, 16 speakers. We've only got 3,000 watts of amplification in this one. 4 TV screens, multi-DVD, Dreamcast, VCR and a rear view camera. Theoretical top speed, the gearing with the 19-inch wheels is around about 165, but aerodynamics of a Renault 5 above about 145, 150 gets a little bit worrying.
There were lots of Jamie's customers among the Silverstone crowds, and I couldn't help wondering who owned this rather bright-looking Vauxhall.
Donna, what the hell have you done? It's so purple. Why is it that colour?
It's because it's my favourite colour, so I thought I'd put it on my car as well. I spent about £20,000 on it, including buying the car in the first place. So it's an L-Reg Corsa GSI. It was completely standard to start with. I have another Corsa that I use to drive to work and back. This is only for shows now.
It's your cruise car?
Yeah.
Whatever you think of them, there's no doubt that Jamie makes cars that get you noticed. I wonder what he'll modify next. I'm hoping for a juiced roller or maybe a slam Ferrari.
In the old days, to buy a cheap car, all you had to do was stroll along to an auction, stick your hand up and bag a bargain. But now that's all changed. There are cheap cars literally everywhere. You just need to know where to look. Put simply, there are no rules when it comes to buying used cars anymore. There are cheap cars at dealers, there are cheap cars in the classifieds, and what you don't have to do is take a week off work and go around those auction sites to find cars at trade money. All you have to do is scamper down to the newsagents, buy yourself a copy of one of these, and you will see them there. Cheap cars like diamonds glinting in the dust. It is honestly so easy, any fool could do it. So that's exactly what this one is going to do. As Sherlock Holmes would say, the game's afoot. First stop is a dealer's forecourt and a small slice of something glamorous. No, honestly. This place is full of the sort of late plate gear that usually ends up at auction, ex-lease stuff. The trade loves buying them because they've been serviced with no expense spared and have a history printout to prove it. The downside is that they've all done between 70 to 100,000 miles, but don't be scared because it's all motorway work with light wear on steering, shocks and brakes. This little Mercedes is a case in point. It's been bought directly from the lease companies, so with a bit of haggling, you can buy it, warranty and all, for a couple of hundred more than the auction price. Tempting. Now, this little A-Class shows that there really are no rules in the used market. It's a car in retail condition, you get a 12 months warranty, 12 months MOT, full service, yet it's being sold on a dealer's forecourt at close to trade. The bottom book for this A-Class, it's an A160 Elegance 99S, done 96,000, would be 5350. Yet the dealer's got it up at 59.99, and he will, I'm quite sure, sell it for mid-fives. So what is the point of going to an auction and buying something you don't know about with no after-sales when you can get the full retail foreplay and pay trade money? If I came along without a part exchange with £5,500 cash, would I buy that car?
I would shake your hand.
So that's bought at 55?
It is. It's yours. When do you want it?
Well, not quite yet. A couple more to see. Lovely. I will be there in 25 minutes. Thanks very much. Bye. Now look at this. A free paper, and advertised bold as brass, is a Mazda MX-5, 91H, UK vehicle. It says one previous owner, full Mazda service history. Done a lot of miles, 120, but it's 2650. Now, if I look in my book, 91H with 110,000 miles is 2350, so this is near enough trade. If I can bully him down to low twos, then it will be a trade car and a very cheap little Mazda MX-5 convertible. See how we get on. When you buy privately, look for clues that suggest your potential purchase has been loved. These bits of carpet on the wall were the first signs that this Mazda was the apple of its owner's eye. And it just got better and better. It had had a little paint, but was straight and true, with just one spot of bubbling rust on the sill, a couple of £100 worth. There was a huge wedge of service history, all by a main dealer or a reputable Mazda specialist. The engine bay was mint, and the interior had worn its miles lightly. It all seemed too good to be true. And, as it turned out, it was. I'm gutted. It's a misprint in the paper. It's not 2650, it's 3650. So, you know, it's just too much. He might take 33,
You might even be able to battle him down to 3, but it's still a dear car. So sadly, we've been completely stymied by a misprint in a newspaper, but that's life, that's the way it goes. Hey-ho, on to the next one. I'm on my way to see a Volvo T5 saloon. Now, yes, you're going to tell me that the estates are more desirable than the saloons, but this one just sounds so good. And when you talk to people on the telephone, you get a feeling whether the car is any good or not just by what they say. He wants 4,000 quid for it. I'd like to, of course, give him 3.5, but we'll see. So fingers crossed.
Remember that back in '93, this was the car that transformed Volvo's frumpy image, for a while anyway. Now the T5 has lost its luster, it makes a fine used bargain. It looked great in black with matching leather, the bodywork was straight, and in the boot was kindergarten paraphernalia, a good sign of a careful owner. There was no smoke from the exhaust, the oil was clean, and the service book was a philatelist delight, crammed with main agent dealer stamps. And yes, all the MOTs were there to confirm a mileage of 78,000, barely puberty in the life of a Volvo. The seller was a solicitor, and a test drive confirmed the worst. I was going to have to make him an offer.
Okay, you want 4 grand. What if I say 3.5?
It's really pushing it then. No way.
Okay, well, come back to me with a counter offer.
Just go halfway.
37.50.
That's it.
36.
I'm not going to go less than 37.50 at all.
36.50.
37.50. And the keys are yours.
Should hope for 37.50. 36.75. Come on, because it's booked quite low. It is
3,700, and that's it. That's final. Can't go any lower than that at all.
All right, well, you've
not over £25. I've gone down £300.
It would be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay. 37. Okay, done. Well then, my turbocharged Volvo is a mint car with perfect provenance, warranted mileage, and to find it, all I had to do is turn the pages of a magazine. This car is near enough trade money. Just because there are no rules doesn't mean to say you can't be a winner.
Next week, the one that kids have been waiting for. Nidell takes on Focus RS and its rip-snorting rivals. And I'll be wearing a skirt as we all get dolled up to the nines for the Birmingham Motor Show. And remember to ring this number for the chance to win Quentin's Swish Bentley.
And don't miss our movie premiere, Star Trek Insurrection, coming up next on 5. And Quentin Wilson's back with a group of people who really are a menace on the roads, and we can prove it in Britain's Worst Drivers on Friday night at 8:30 on 5.
Another driver who's covered by car insurance from More Than, sponsors of 5th Gear.